Hello student, welcome in political science class. Students, today our topic is Cuban Missile Crisis. Students, the Cuban Missile Crisis was the crisis created by the two blocs. One bloc led by the USSR and second bloc led by the America. After the Second World War, world divided between two blocs. The leading countries before Second World War like Britain, Japan, Germany destroyed. What was reason? The Britain was mostly involved in the First and Second World War because he was a big colonialism country all over world. So, due to the expansion of the First and Second World War, Britain economy decreased. The main forces also impacted of the First and Second World War. The Japanese stepped, braked completely by the American drop of nuclear bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Japanese step completely stopped. The challenge of Japan was completely stopped after the drop of nuclear bomb. And what happened in Germany? Germany ruled by Hitler during time of Second World War, and by the historical blunder of Hitler's USSR, Russia became against, and the Russian Red Army attacked on Germany, and this attack of the Red Army of the USSR, Russia, had also completely stopped the steps of the Germany. What happened then? No one country was remained after the Second World War to lead the world. Germany, Britain, Japan. Japan and Germany destroyed, ruined completely. But Britain was winner of Second World War, but Britain had not enough money to reduce the destroys of the Second World War. So, America parallel increasing their power. What was the reason? America had established the capitalist economy, and this capitalist economy had increased the power and strength of America. How? America had sold lot of weapon, grains and other war materials during both World War. America directly was not involved, only dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Directly was not America involved in the World War. America sold the war materials and collected lot of gold, money, etc. and become the powerful country during First and Second World War. Parallel, Russia, after the Bolshevik Revolution, in Russia, Tsar rule ended and there is socialist rule established, and this socialist rule had offered surrounding countries, if you will join my bloc, Russia, so I shall give you best political establishment with the welfare scheme. It had strengthened the power of Russia, and many Western countries joined America, and Eastern countries of the Europe joined the USSR. And America and USSR become two power of center after the Second World War. from 1946 till 1991 is the duration of the Cold War. In 1991, when USSR disintegrated, then only America remained in the world powerful leading country. Otherwise, from 1946 to 1991 was the tension established by both blocs. Then America emerged, established the capitalist economy with the democratic way, and USSR was the socialist model government with the welfare scheme by the government. Both have ideological tension. And what happened? Why the Cuban Missile Crisis had established? What was reason? And what was impact? Listen, we are going to discuss. First of all, the Cuban Missile Crisis was known as the October Crisis of 1962, the Cuban and Caribbean Crisis. The Cuban Missile Crisis, also known another name like the October Crisis, is the another name of Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Caribbean Crisis is the another name of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Students, Cuba is the country of American continent, but ideology was different than America and Cuba. Cuban leader Fidel Castro was socialist leader. He hated the American supremacy in the American continent. He wanted established a parallel strong socialist government in the Cuba, and America wanted to establish their democracy. So Cuba had joined the group of USSR. It had made against America to Cuba. What happened? It was the Cuban Missile Crisis. Duration was 1 month 4 days, from 16th October to 20 November. And this confrontation between US, America, and the USSR, Russia. This confrontation had taken 1 month 4 days, from 16th October to 20 November. And world was faced lot of pressure and challenges. Tension any time can break the nuclear war. The Cuban Missile Crisis was not common accident during time this 16 to 20 November. Every world countries had worried. Reason, if both bloc leadest country had break any war, it can change in the nuclear, and this nuclear weapon used can destroy the world humanity. What happened? US deployments of the missile in Italy and Turkey were matched by the USSR deployments of the similar ballistic missile in Cuba. Students, this Cuban Missile Crisis had started by the America. What had done by America? To show the supremacy on the world platform, US deployed missiles in Italy and Turkey to show the pressure on the USSR. America is the superior country, can attack on any world country anytime, quickly. So on the deployment of the missile by America in Italy and Turkey, on this response, the USSR deployments of missiles, ballistic missiles on Cuba. Cuba was close to the socialist ideology, ideologically was friend USSR and Cuba. Cuba provided permission to the USSR. You can use my coastal areas to deploy the ballistic missiles which can target America. Under this, the range of America came under the missile range of the USSR. It had increased tension. What happened then? In response to the presence of the America Jupiter ballistic missile in Italy and Turkey and the failed Bay of the Pig invention of 1961, USSR agreed to Cuba's request to place nuclear missile on the island. It was 140 kilometers from Florida. When America deployed the missiles on Italy and Turkey, USSR had made plan. That time USSR leader was Nikita Khrushchev. He was very clever person. He had made plan how I can give quick response on the big pressure of America by the proxy dress. Many engineers, scientists, the missile specialists in the proxy dress, they had gone in Cuba on the name of agricultural specialist. They were not agricultural specialist. USSR had said on the world platform for agricultural development, I am sending some diplomats, they will help Cuba to develop the agricultural technology. But it was not true. The all persons, they were specialists of the missiles appointment. They were missile men. They were engineers. Some were the USSR military captains, soldiers. They wear the proxy dress of the scientist of agriculture and they had gone in Cuba. And very peacefully they had started the deployment of missiles toward America. And Cuba was much close to the Florida. Florida is the state of America, and where the Cuba had permission to deploy the missile, it was for 140 kilometers Florida. It had made worriedness on the America. What happened then? J.F. Kennedy. J.F. Kennedy was the president of America. He called the secret meeting. How we can respond the deployment of the USSR missile on the Cuban coastal areas? Because both country is the very clever country. They do not like war, because they were understood. If war will start, this war can destroy the development, wealth, capital, human resources, other things of America and the USSR. Both was not ready for war, but tension was increasing continuously. And the world was worried then by the secret channel which provided by the United Nations. United Nations Secretary General provided link to discuss, to negotiate how we can decrease this tension. Then Nikita Khrushchev and Kennedy started negotiation. What happened then? After several days of the tense negotiation, they reached an agreement. After several days, continued negotiation started between Nikita Khrushchev and Kennedy. Many diplomats, many other persons were involved very secretly, because both wanted to secure both interests. America does not like to show in front of the world, America is weak than USSR, and USSR also wanted, do not wanted to show USSR is the weak than the America. So negotiation was very secret. Both want to secure, protect their interest. So after a few days negotiation, they got reached an agreement on 20 November 1962. A series of agreement between US and USSR taken step to avoid full conflict. On 20 November 1962, both leaders, USSR and America leader, sit together one place, and they had taken a decision: we are not going for war. Then tension decreased. Series of agreement they had signed. I said both are very clever country. They do not direct fight, because both are understood if fighting will be, both country development progress will destroy. So at last on 26 November 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis ended. USSR promised, I will remove all ballistic missile from Cuban coast, and America promised, I will not attack on Cuba. Cuba will remain a dignityful country on the world. On both promise, USSR promised, I will remove all missiles from Cuba, and America promised, I will not attack on Cuba. Due to this promise, 26 November 1962, this missile crisis problem decreased, and then world got relief. So students, I have explained what was Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay student, thanks.